I got my bong half packed. It's only half smoked. I have my Subway sub. I have a delicious Sprite. I think I am ready to go.
All right. I'm recording.
We only have like 40 minutes until this thing starts, though.
I'm not particularly concerned about the pre-show.
Neither am I.
Neither am I, obviously. Like, it's not a big deal if we go over. Like, no worries.
And I was thinking if we do go shorter on this, then we might be able to just combine whatever we record later and just have like one long one.
All right, yeah. Whatever you want to do with it. That's fine.
All right, who's starting? Who's?
What do you mean?
Like some kind of intro. Unless this is just it. Unless we're just already in the podcast.
I don't know. That's to be our MO. It's just already be in it.
Boy.
Have you started recording yet?
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't want to miss any accidental gold. But this has all been shit.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Under the Ring Skirt. And that's right, this is your DJ Mad Mike over here coming to you hot in the mix. And I'm rocking with, Ray Manzari over here and Nick, and we're going to talk to you about WrestleMania. I don't know why I did that. That was pretty bad. That's nothing.
No, it's all gold now.
No, that's auditory garbage. Don't you dare use that.
No. That's it.
Anyway, this is the wrestling podcast that you come to.
As you surely have guessed by now.
For some goofs and gaffs and a prediction competition.
Very, very, very serious and in-depth analysis of...
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Coming from three... Sometimes
super fans.
when Chuck's able to make
we shouldn't lie to our audience like that.
Yes, super fans. No, honestly, even me and Chuck in the last year have only been watching pay-per-views. We've really cut back on the wrestling. So, me and Chuck even went into this WrestleMania pretty uninformed altogether. So,
it's a great way to go in. Don't you agree? Do you agree that I've been doing it right the whole time?
I'm loving it. And me and
it's not the worst.
Speaking of doing it right, apparently me and you were killing it.
Truth. Yeah, having no prior knowledge is...
Well, see, I also had no prior knowledge this year, though, and my predictions have been a steaming pile of dog shit, so, like...
That's true.
You never know.
We'll get into the predictions later. What match did we start with last night? I gotta get my notes. Hold on. Well, no, actually, before the matches even got going, we had a 20-minute rain/lightning delay.
So in honor of that, we're going to make you sit through 20 minutes of dead air, starting now.
Okay, and we're back.
Yeah, but, who could have possibly predicted that it might have thunder and lightning in an open air arena in Tampa, Florida, in the midst of spring? Who could have possibly seen that coming?
Tampa Bay, literally on the bay.
Surely not Vince McMahon.
No. God was on his side.
Well,
and
not
God
only
wanted WrestleMania.
Was there a rain/lightning delay? But why don't we tell the people how many people, for those who don't know, or watching, how many folks, good old fans, good old boys, were in attendance at this WrestleMania?
30K.
30,000.
Wow.
Boy, that sure doesn't feel like Corona appropriate, does it?
No, not a mask in sight.
No, not a one.
It was pretty gross.
That's definitely a word I would use to describe it.
But yeah, yeah.
Night two?
What?
Another 30,000.
You can only hope that like at least some of them are the same people, but they also might not be.
Does that make it better? I don't know.
I don't know either. I think it would, because if it's like a whole new 30,000, then it's really 60,000 in total.
Right.
And they are all going home to the states that we live in and our communities.
Potentially other countries even.
Yeah. I mean, isn't there a travel ban?
I mean, who knows? I don't. WWE knows no borders.
Wow.
I think probably some of them were bleed-ins from night one, or are gonna be bleed-ins from night one, and I think others were brand new to the Mania night two. I think there's probably gonna be a fine mixture in there of that.
It's pretty gross. It's pretty terrible. I feel horribly for the staff at that stadium. Yeah.
Good luck.
Good fucking luck, Tampa. What was the first match? Because it was pretty forgettable and boring.
Oh, wait, are you describing a match or most of the first night?
Most of the first night. Definitely.
Well, it started out with our lovely hosts, Titus O'Neil and Hulk Hogan, but they called him the Immortal Hulk Hogan.
Several
times.
I
really personally couldn't get over that. I don't understand why or when that started or where it came from.
Right, we're interested in what the lore implications of that might be.
He's now just the Immortal Hulk Hogan. He's immortal.
I think he's drank enough virgin blood that he has stopped time's effect on his body.
Ray's going with the virgin blood theory.
Wow.
You never know.
Could be.
Oh, yeah. The first match was WWE Champion Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre, who was trying to get the WWE Championship back.
Mm-hmm.
And
I had McIntyre. I don't know. I think didn't literally every single one of us have it?
All of us for our prediction pool had Drew McIntyre winning, but after what was genuinely a pretty boring match, Bobby Lashley pulled it out and got the victory. There's nothing really even to say about this match.
Nope.
It was genuinely just... It was kind of just a slugfest. I sent you guys a screenshot of that Twitter poll last night.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The fans, everyone thought that was the worst match of the night.
Yeah, it wasn't
started off strong.
Yeah, They didn't start off strong at all. Honestly, I had no... There was nothing there, you know?
Yeah.
Then we had the surprise tag team turmoil women's match.
Mm-hmm.
There was a bunch of ladies in there. There was the team of Lana and Naomi. There was the Riot Squad. The Riot Squad came out looking like Joker and Harley.
Yeah,
that was a choice.
I was about to use those exact words. It certainly was a choice.
Who was in there? God, there was
the
a lot.
people that won, I think, are the only ones you didn't name, and I don't know who they are. But that was...
No, I know who won. I didn't name them yet.
I think it was only those three. No, it was only those three.
There were like two teams. Well, whatever. Natalya and Tamina ended up winning, and they're going on to the second surprise match of WrestleMania at night 2 to face the women's tag team champions. So we'll be making...
Which is Nia Jax and...
Yeah, Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler.
Yeah, there you go.
So yeah, we'll be discussing our predictions for that match when we get there. So I don't know. This one was also kind of a sleeper.
Yeah, but also we didn't have any predictions for it, so there was no stakes. I didn't care.
Very true.
That's true.
The thing I found this year, I found myself rooting for the people, regardless of story that I had, and I felt deeply connected to these people. Like, you must win, so then I win. I felt like it really added. Sports betting adds a lot to the sport.
Wow.
No,
what a brave stance.
I know I said last year I was going to have an actual belt for one of us
They
to
don't
win.
need to know it doesn't exist yet.
What? No, I said it already last year. Like I made it known, but because of COVID and because we're not there in person this year, I opted into just waiting until when we're finally all in person to make the true thing.
And it will be mine forever. But
big words.
Forever it will be mine. In the words of that one guy, you don't really know how you're gonna be feeling until you're feeling it.
Yeah, kind of sounds like you're talking a lot of smack, though.
It's true.
So the next match we saw was Cesaro versus Seth Rollins.
Oh yeah.
Who did you guys have for this one going in?
I had Cesaro. I had Seth Rollins because, CrossFit Jesus, I just can't imagine him losing.
Yeah, I believe Chuck also had Seth Rollins for this, and I had Cesaro. And Cesaro, in his first ever singles WrestleMania match, pulled out the victory. Gotta be happy for him, at least.
Great job. Cool. Awesome, bro.
I certainly was very happy.
He did the spins. He put Seth Rollins.
Oh yeah, it was the spin that was slightly entertaining. That was slightly more entertaining than the first two matches.
He broke his record of spinning somebody in the ring with 33 spins.
Oh, hell yeah. And that's very important, and we should care a lot about it.
33 effing spins.
33 effing spins.
You heard it here, folks.
But yeah, it was also pretty forgettable, even after all the spinning.
Kind of seemed to be the theme of the night, to be honest.
Well, it got a little better. You gotta give, the last, two...
We'll get there.
...two credit. I think we're, basically there. No, there was Bullyville.
Oh.
New Day versus AJ.
Oh, yeah.
Almost was next. And we all pretty much were rooting for the New Day.
True.
Boy, did that not pan out, huh?
Until, we all had predicted New Day, but this was the only match where I was swayed to start rooting against my own bets, because just the happiness on that man's face. He finally stepped in the ring and was the biggest bad boy.
Almost like Smash.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was adorable. It was wholesome. It was very nice to see.
It was.
I bet you that man does not get called adorable very often.
But he was adorable. He was terrifying and huge, but he was also very cute.
It was great. Truly something to behold. He looked like a 7'3" 5-year-old with a smile across his face, kicking the shit out of Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston.
Yeah.
It was really something to behold, honestly. I like that one a lot.
Will you be disappointed if they train that out of him as he gets better as a professional wrestler? They make him act more stereotypical for a 7'3" black man?
No, I don't think so. No, I think it was endearing that happened in his first WrestleMania moment, but for him to get better at what he loves to do in his craft, I don't think that would be a shame. Not at all.
Yeah, but it's just like, do we need more? The big guy is scary and mean. Like, why don't we break out of these?
Well,
boxes?
Vince
match, actually.
Vince McMahon loves the big scary men.
Yeah,
We did break out of that stereotype with our next match. Braun Strowman versus the bully Shane McMahon.
Yeah, I don't know if that's breaking out of his stereotype. He did some big scary man stuff.
Well, of course.
He's still the victim of being bullied for being dumb, but he was still a very, very scary man.
I know, I can agree with you there. Like, the big scary man thing was, like, that's... No, what I'm referring to is, like, the big scary men being, like...
The victim.
The heel, the bad guy all the time.
Yeah, I got you.
That's what you were trying to say and go for.
Nah, I want almost to, like, come out in the ring holding, like, a teddy bear and, like, being in a onesie. Just, like, really lean into the whole Kawhi thing.
Oh, wow. Wow.
That's my vision for him as a wrestler.
You know what? That's okay. That's your vision?
That's my vision.
You know?
It's called headcanon.
They call him Little Omos. It's great.
Wow, you do actually have a whole thing going, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, the Braun Strowman Shane McMahon match. It was a steel cage match. Braun.
Interesting.
Like Ray said, did some big scary man things. There was.
Well, who did everyone have predicted for this one?
I had Shane because Shane has done a bunch of steel cage matches where he scrambles over the top and does some, sneaky shit to get out. And man, I was close, huh?
We saw a lot of that sneaky shit.
Oh yeah,
we saw a ton of that sneaky shit.
Nick, did you have Shane too?
Nope. I had Braun.
I had Braun. Who'd Chuck have?
Shane.
Oh, what a bunch of losers.
By that statement, I'm sure you could tell who won.
Wait, what was like your guys' favorite Shane trickery when Shane became the trickster god Loki? What was your favorite move of his?
I was a big fan of when he pulled the toolbox out of the canvas bag at the corner of the ring on top and hit Braun in the head with it. That was fun.
Nick, you got it.
I guess the one thing I can give to Shane is that he's rich as hell. He's Vince McMahon's boy. He don't need to be doing this every year anymore if he doesn't want to. He's just doing it because he loves doing it. And, like, the fact that he's taking the craziest bumps of literally every WrestleMania, falling from that height or greater over the last, like, almost 6 years since he's made his return, it's kind of fucking mind-blowing to me.
This sounds very familiar. I feel like he made this exact same speech last year.
He might have.
I feel this is very familiar to me.
He doesn't do it for the paycheck. He's just doing it because he fucking loves it.
What if he is? What if Daddy didn't give him a dime and he really does have to work for his money?
Who knows? I don't know.
Exactly. You don't know.
Behind the scenes there, but, like,
I feel that, though.
I'm sure people that know him or are in the industry more could attest otherwise.
My favorite Shane moment was when he grabbed a piece of metal off the top and then shoved it into the chest of Strawn Broman, just like Captain America.
Oof.
Oh God.
Oh boy, we're doing full spoilers for really all pop culture here, huh?
Yeah.
What a comparison.
It's the best part. Blood everywhere.
Strowman moment was when he ripped the chain link off the cage
and prevented Shane from escaping.
Still go through it. It was gnarly. Me and Ray thought Shane's arm was off for a minute.
Yeah, his arm was stuck in it. And then all of a sudden, he's just tearing the metal away like it's crepe paper.
Wow.
Actually, that was fun to watch. That was a good time.
Sorry, like what paper, Ray? Could you?
No, we're not gonna do this. I made a bad joke from a bad TV show, and we're not gonna
touch on that anymore.
we're not gonna do the exact fucking joke from the fucking show. I'm not doing it.
Okay.
I didn't even pick up on whatever the hell it was.
It was crepe paper, Nick.
Also, everything.
I don't know if I've seen that show. I don't know what that is. I don't know what you're talking about.
Dark Shadows. It's real bad stuff. Real lowbrow stuff.
Huh. Okay.
Ashamed of myself.
I mean, this is a WWE WrestleMania podcast, so how low can the brow really go?
It's true.
Oh, it's real to me, damn it. But Braun Strowman ended up winning that match when he tossed Shane McMahon off the very top of the steel cage.
Back into the ring, not like a dummy, because if he had thrown him off the side, Shane would have actually won.
True. Very true. The next match, really, it took us all by surprise. Next match was The Miz and John Morrison versus Damian Priest and apparently internationally renowned and known worldwide by everyone except us, music superstar. What were you gonna say?
Puerto Rican music superstore, right? He's Puerto Rican, I think.
I don't know. He might be of Puerto Rican descent. I don't know if he is literally from and popular in Puerto Rico.
No, I think they mentioned in the copy promo.
Yeah, but it's WWE, so I feel like they would throw his race in there.
I mean, yeah, they do have a tendency to do that.
So I don't know.
My cat just broke into the room where I'm recording. That's fun.
Hi, cat.
Bad Bunny is who we're referring to.
Oh, yeah, you never said his name.
Was teaming up with Damian Priest to face The Miz and John Morrison.
Damian Priest of Judas Priest. Two music icons.
Again, we all had... Well, no, Ray had Bad Bunny and Damian Priest because he liked the name.
That rock and roll would never die.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone else, me, Mike, and Chuck, picked Miz and Morrison. And boy, oh boy, everyone came out real surprised for this one, I think.
Let me walk everybody through exactly what happened here.
Well, it turns out Bad Bunny is the most exciting new talent WWE has had in a generation. Let's just start there.
Yeah, no, that goes without saying. What I was going to say is my only prior knowledge to any of what was going to happen was a screenshot of a note from Nick. He had everybody's names typed out, like who was fighting who. Same. I didn't know. Did you think Bad Bunny was a wrestler?
Yes, I thought Bad Bunny was a new bad wrestler who was going to get smashed for Miz and Morrison's delight.
Well, I thought he was a wrestler, but new or old, I would have no idea. This man could be a living legend for all I know. So I Bad Bunny, yeah.
Bad Bunny, he's a living legend, and none of us knew.
Now he is. But I went into it thinking he was an established wrestler, and then as soon as they started playing all the build up and the drama and the beef that he was having with Miz and the other guy, I was like, oh no, this is a celebrity thing. He's gonna get his ass kicked. And that's not what happened.
No, that certainly is not what happened at all. In fact, he got in the ring and basically almost single-handedly beat Miz and Morrison into submission.
Yeah, was fucking incredible to watch.
Dude, yeah, let me put an emphasis on that fucking single-handedly, dude.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Holy hell, man. That was insane. It was insane how well he was able to just keep up in the ring, like, just
as if he'd been doing it his whole fucking life. Like, the choreography that they gave him, and then he was also able to execute, was fucking insane. He's flipping around, jumping around, flying in the air.
Say what you will about, like, the WWE superstars, but they are athletic as fuck and in great shape every single
one.
I
mean, you gotta be able to do gymnastics. You gotta be able to take a metal chair to the back, and you gotta look good doing all that. And you also kind of gotta be a, like, soap opera level actor.
That's all fair.
You need some skill. It's not a skillless thing.
Oh, no. By no means is it skillless. But yeah, he came in. A lot of superstars, like, say that being in, like, a 20-30 minute match like that, it it's like running a couple miles. It's cardio. Like,
of course it is
constantly.
Oh yeah, it's hardcore, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But he came in and he genuinely killed it, man. I can't even.
Yeah, I would actually be disappointed if he never wrestles again. Like, I would like him to maybe leave his music career behind.
Yeah, we do have a running conspiracy theory that his music career was all actually just a long scheme in order to get famous enough to debut in WWE in such a way.
Yeah, which is why he calls himself Bad Bunny. You know, he already sounds like a wrestler. He's got the name already. Tracks.
Yeah, makes sense to me.
I mean, that's what happens when a WWE superfan just becomes famous enough to. Like, that's why Shatner is in the Hall of Fame. He was a big old fan of it back in the day. He would show up.
That'll be us. Give us 10 years, Nick. I can't wait to get thrown around the ring at WrestleMania.
Dude, oh my God.
Fucking toss my limp body around the ring at WrestleMania. Please.
Wow.
If they had Snooki and the cast of the Jersey Shore
Snooki and the cast of the Jersey Shore there?
Could be us. It could be us.
Oh my God, it could be us.
You're right. It could be us.
Much better than them.
You're right, Ray.
Wow. Dream big, guys.
Hell yeah.
Holy heck. Who would you want to get fucked up by is the question, though.
I mean, if Undertaker could come back, that would be great.
Okay.
Or if CM Punk decides to return.
There it is. I was wondering how long into the podcast before he got mentioned. Here's our new segment, or old segment, CM Punk Watch.
That's right, folks. CM Punk Watch 2021, the podcast within a podcast, coming at you live from the middle of Under the Ring Skirt. That's right. So far, night one WrestleMania, no CM Punk, but I'm watching. He's out there, ladies and gentlemen, and he's coming. Back to you in the studio.
Man.
That was CM Punk Watch 2021.
Somebody needs to do, like, a real good CM Punk cosplay to next year's WrestleMania so Mike Kane can just get, like, really excited. See him in the stands from across the arena, run to him.
I want you to know that if anybody does that to intentionally break my heart, I will have vengeance of the highest order, just to be clear.
All right.
Nick, are there any wrestlers that you want to get beat up by?
I would like to take an RKO out of nowhere from Randy Orton.
But you want it to be a surprise. Like, you don't want it to be like a planned match. You just want to be, like, in the concession stand line waiting for your chicken tendies. He just comes in with it.
No, well, not necessarily that, but, like, No, he's done RKO's out of nowhere during a match. It's just he does them unexpectedly during the match.
I don't understand how it can be out of nowhere if it's like during the fight, but I believe you. I think I'd like to be beat up by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Or no, like you're in the ring talking, doing a promo, and like, gotcha.
I understand. I understand now.
Yeah, that's what I would enjoy.
I would like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson to beat me up while he sings his song from Moana.
Wow, that's pretty specific.
Very, very specific.
Have you ever seen that video where he's like with this guy, is like somebody's dad, and this guy has got like a child. He's like, "Oh my God, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, my kids love you. Can you sing? Can you sing the song?" And then they sing it together, and it's really sweet and cute.
I have not seen that.
Yeah, it's
Dwayne
real nice.
Johnson is a great man.
He's a great papa, and I just want him to punch me in the face while he says "You're welcome."
Is this a horny thing? Or are you secretly?
I don't think so.
It's feeling like that, though.
I mean, maybe. I guess we got to see, like, if he hits me hard enough, and I'm like, do it again.
Don't love that.
The people's elbow, and it's just like, what can I say except you're welcome?
I just feel like that fits. I would want to thank him for hitting me. Maybe it is a sex thing, Mike. Maybe you've uncovered it.
Yep, there you go.
God.
Well,
his show Young Rock is actually pretty funny.
Young Rock?
Yeah, he has a new show called Young Rock, and it's all about
like
him.
Young Sheldon.
Yes, actually, exactly like that. That's where they got the idea.
That's it.
Is this real life? Did I wake up in an alternate dimension?
Not even bad. It's pretty good.
No,
I don't know if I believe you, Nick.
I don't believe you either. Who? Where is it on? Is it on the CW?
No, dude, it's on like cable television.
Who did Bing Bang? CBS?
Like ABC, CBS, ABO. I don't know, NBC. Who? It's one of those. I don't know which one.
We're just throwing out all the letters today, huh?
Yeah, the whole fucking
alphabet. Yeah.
FOX.
That just spells Fox.
WBNBC 9.
You're just saying stuff now. I don't believe you anymore.
I think he's broken. We need to reset him.
Anyway, Bad Bunny won.
Bad Bunny fucking destroyed.
Pretty handedly.
It was unexpected. It was fun to watch. The Miz and Morrison sell really well when
they do
on. It's pretty good.
Yeah, he did some really great faces, some really surprised faces.
Yeah,
that made me LOL IRL.
They're some of the best in the business of selling that shit. It's so good to watch. That match was actually a treat last night.
It was a treat.
And then we move on to our main event.
Yeah.
And that was Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
So I know you sent us tweets and stuff from last night about them making history. I want to know, like, is it the first women's fight to be like main event, or like what was history making about it? Because they got kind of choked up like at the beginning, even like before anything happened.
The first, it was the first ever females singles match to main event WrestleMania. Not only that, but it was 2 women of color.
Dope.
Very cool. Also, let's not pretend like we don't know what Vince did. It's the first night, so in his mind, he's definitely like, well, they're not really main eventing. They're really the mid card.
Dude, of course, dude. But
okay. That's fair.
To these
still very cool, though, yeah.
Yeah, it was nice to see that, like,
everyone else in the world, it was a big effing deal. And
of course, yeah, and
they
put on a hell of a show.
In the beginning.
We do need to talk about the finish to this match, though, because there is
there's some contention,
some hotly contested discussion as to one particular moment.
Reality. I wish I was, honestly, that's the only reason I wish I was there, because we would have been able to tell if it was in person.
Okay, but here's the thing: we can tell because we know how the world works. Right?
That's true. That's true too. But I feel like if he had witnessed it with his own human body, and he had heard it from around him out of speakers instead of in front of him far away. You know.
I mean, but I think you're giving good Sir Nicholas a lot of credit there. But so Nick
is also very deaf, though.
That's true. Nick appears to be of the belief that a critical moment in the match where Bianca takes her trademark long down to the floor braided hair.
That's her finisher, man.
Yep, and she charges up her special meter and she presses the right button combo, and then she uses her hair as a whip. Now, okay, obviously you can do that with braided hair. I believe that she actually hit Sasha with her hair.
It's like regular ass hair.
Right.
It doesn't even have to be braided.
Here's the problem. When this happened, the sound of a bull whip that cracked with the thunder of the gods rang out through the arena.
Literally, like, siphoned out of an Indiana Jones movie.
Yes. And I refuse to believe that a braid of any kind of hair could possibly create that sound.
Dude, you gotta go check Twitter and look at all the videos from in the arena and in the stands, and you can hear it come from the ring. On your cell phones, dude. You can hear it from far away.
I believe that they piped a sound effect into the arena.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just telling you what I've seen.
You know what we're gonna have to do, right? We're gonna have to buy a really fucking long wig piece and braid it up and whip him with it next year in Dallas, Texas.
Oh, I think that's still legal in Dallas too.
For real. Maybe we'll get a real bullwhip too, and we'll do the two for science.
Yeah, we'll use Nick as the experiment person.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Do they tailgate at WrestleMania?
They're about to.
Well,
yeah, they usually do.
It'll make a great video for the channel.
It will actually. That'll be very good.
So,
but yeah, in doing so, Bianca Belair won the SmackDown Women's Championship.
She pulverized Sasha Banks' internal organs with her whip.
Just killed her dead right in the middle of the ring.
Killed her dead, man. There were little X's drawn over her eyes, and that was it. That's how it ended. R.I.P. Sasha Banks.
Yep, never to wrestle again.
Not with that kind of mark on her.
Oh, you mean the definitely drawn with a marker, Sharpie mark that was on her side? Is that the one you're talking about?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Was there any further Twitter evidence about that particular?
I don't know. I would have to go.
There were no close-up pictures of her welt.
I would have to go digging for that.
It was literally the color of like scar tissue, as if it had scarred immediately.
You know, or it was drawn on with a dark-colored Sharpie marker.
Right. They said, "Look at this brown girl. She bruises brown.
Look at her discolored skin." No, wait, no, not like that. That's not what we meant.
Fuck.
Speaking of bruises, jumping back to
the
rain delay in the very beginning, everything got very slippery and wet. So then you jump.
Yeah, it was a real OSHA nightmare all night.
You jump forward a little again, and to the women's tag team turmoil match, and one of the teams that I forgot to name.
The winners. I think it was the winners. They were in pink.
No, it wasn't the winners.
Oh.
But one of the teams I forgot to name, and I still can't think of their names. they came down the ramp, and one of them slipped and busted her booty,
Like,
and then she
real
got
bad.
a wrestle, and her butt was like black and blue
Yeah, you
already.
can see the bruise like through her pantyhose. It looked really fucking painful.
It was ginormous. God
I
damn.
hope they ice that girl's booty.
Well, thank God we know Vince makes sure to medically take care of all his wrestling. I'm sorry, I just choked on the bullshit. My bad.
Jesus Christ.
Mike, be careful. Be careful.
Yeah. You're drowning it.
But for real, that Sasha Banks Bianca Belair match was very good.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
It sound or not, it was wonderful to watch.
A lot of flips and tricks and a lot of cool hair pulling moves.
Yeah, a lot of false finishes where you really thought it was about to wrap up and then it just did.
Yeah.
It was fun though. It was genuinely a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was good stuff.
But look at the time, boys.
Oh goodness.
Oh.
It's the time.
Well, do you want to?
2 begins now.
It does begin now. Do you want to talk about it? Do you want to crunch the numbers? See what our odds are for who might take this shit home?
Nah, we don't have to do that.
He doesn't want to look at that at all.
I believe in the heart of the cards.
I think Mike's right, especially if you end up tacking these two things together in the end. Maybe leave them in suspense.
Okay, but
for the next episode.
At the very least, we have to predict for the match that we know that's happening, but we didn't know before.
I think we all already predicted it last night once we found out who it was going to be, and we all agreed that it was the women's tag team champions were going to retain because it had the big scary ladies on it.
Yeah, that one girl is very scary. She's not very big. She's kind of short, but she does look like she eats nails without any milk.
And maybe babies.
She used to be an MMA fighter along with Ronda Rousey.
Fetuses, yo. She'll eat anything, I heard. She's like a goat. You give her a can, you give her a shoe, like...
Oh, God.
She'll just fucking eat it, and she just makes it into protein.
That's pretty intense.
It's just fucking insane, man. Can't wait to watch her eat the girls that are gonna try to fight her.
Yeah, that should be something.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
thanks for joining us.
Stick around for the second half of this podcast, which is gonna be about night 2.
Night 2, WrestleMania. Well, real quick, let me ask y'all. Once things get back to normal next year, and we are there in person, what would you think if Vince McMahon goes, I like this 2-night system?
I was going to ask that.
The money. I'm going to keep this shit up even after the COVID's over.
I don't know.
WrestleMania,
I don't know,
2-night events from now on.
That's a lot. It's a lot to deal with.
I don't know if I can do 2 nights in a row of going in and out of a stadium for WrestleMania. It seems...
It's a lot. Maybe we would do like first night watch it in the hotel room, second night be there.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
be there for like either way, or at least a few days either way.
Yeah.
So,
especially if you want to charge us the same amount for both nights, like that's a lot, dude.
There might be we might be able to get like a package double deal or something. I don't know. When tickets go on sale next year,
we will talk about it.
2 nights in a row. People think Vince wants to like retain the sanctity of Mania and bring it back down to only like 8
yeah, because Vince loves to retain the sanctity of things.
I think that's a great place to stop.
Wait, one final thing.
What?
WWE Network still exists everywhere around the world except for America, where it was absorbed by Peacock.
That's weird.
Okay. Gotta love
weird little factoid.
U.S. capitalism, baby.
Just a weird little factoid for you. See you in that
weird little factoid. Just shoved right up in there. Enjoy these messages from our sponsors.
Are you a wrestling fan? Well, I think you should check out Hemper.co.
What's a Hemper.co?
Well, friend that I've never met before, Hemper.co is this nifty little website where you can get all your smoking needs.
Whoa.
They have bongs, rolling papers, and all sorts of other stuff.
That's crazy. Can I buy stuff even if the Marahoochee isn't legal in my state?
Yes, you can.
That's crazy.
They even sell you CBD flower right from their website.
Wow, wow, wee wow. I'm gonna go check them out right now.
And if you use discount code MB Gaming at checkout, you'll get an extra 5% off.
Can't pass that deal up.
My
I'll go
God,
buy
no,
something
you
from them
can't.
right now. Here I go. Cha-ching.
Wow. Okay. Dollar bills spent and saved.
Thanks,
So,
mysterious guy. Uh-oh. A new foe approaches.
Bunch of clowns.
Well,
Why you keep sending me the call? I'm obviously not ready yet. Come on.
we were doing something.
Doing what?
We were recording a little ad break.
bad.
What?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
No. Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
No, you gotta tell me about it.
You
You'll hear
jumped
it.
in on an advertisement. We were recording ads.
Oh. What ad are we in the middle of right now?
It's the only one that exists.
Hemper.com. Get your bongs from Hemper.com, folks. Hemper.com. That's right. HEMPER.com. Hemper.com. Hemper.com 1,000 years.
Hemper.com over
What
and
are we
over
telling
again.
them? It's Hemper.co.
Oh. Shh.
Oh. Hemper.co. Drop the M off the end. It's Hemper.co.
Perfect.
Hemper.co, folks. That's what I said in the first place.
It's too
Work
hot.
here, son.
Part of the other problem is some of the clothes I'm wearing is still stuff I've owned since like high school.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know, maybe it's time to buy some new stuff. I'm almost 30 fucking years old.
True that.
Mhm.
True that.
Like this
All right.
pair of jeans I have on is like, I don't know, they have to be from like maybe junior year. I got them.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Dude, I just bought myself a new pair of jeans this year.
I'm too amorphous. I feel like my body has changed several times, and
Yeah,
I
you gotta ride it out.
I never ever fit into things after like a year.
Yeah, like Mike said, you gotta wait to ride it out a little longer, I think.
You're gonna
Before.
settle though, I think.
I even before transitioning, I was just like such a yo-yoer with weight. Like I'd go from fairly skinny to heavy to skinny again to heavy. So
You
I've
won't
just
always
never.
be shapes.
Yeah,
Huh? I
mental
won't
health's
always
a
be
bit.
shapes.
You won't always be shapes.
I'm certainly shapes now.
You're
Huh?
not shapes.
I think
Now.
everybody is shapes.
Everybody
right now.
is shapes. Everybody is shapes in
the
some way.
The quarantine made us all shapes.
Dude, no one has a front butt, okay? Until you
No,
have
nobody
a front,
on this podcast has a front butt. You're right, but
until you
yeah.
have a front, you're not.
Not
Wait, are we
yet.
recording?
A little bit.
Oh, what?
Wait.
What?
I wasn't gonna keep any of this in.
There's either recording or not.
I just kind of started like midway through the conversation.
My privacy feels violated. I feel like I just got Edward Snowden.
No,
All right,
definitely
you're on time crunch, so let's get to it.
You are, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Hello and welcome back to Under the Ring Skirt. I'm Nick.
That's right. It's Mike Kane.
And I'm the in-house wrestling expert, Ray.
Woo! All right, so night 2, boys. Night two. Better
The
than
the word of the week is underwhelming.
Oh yeah. Better than night 1, which is not saying much.
That's true.
But there was more hype for night 2. I was more hyped for night 2, so the disappointment was heavier, I think.
It was more palpable.
God, it's true. It's true.
I still can taste it on my tongue.
True that.
It tastes like penny.
I need to redact a statement that I made in part 1 here this year.
Right.
Oh boy, here we're starting off with corrections.
Yep.
About Cesaro spinning someone 33 times. It was actually 23 times. That is my mistake. That's it. That's it.
That's the whole redaction. Wow.
That's the whole redaction.
I'm glad you said that right for history, Nick.
Yeah, I don't think that we would have been able to live that one down. The fans really would have come from us. They would have.
Yeah, our ones of followers on Twitter would have really.
Our ones of followers.
My first note is about the Jerry King slip up.
Oh.
Jerry Lawler.
Jeez. Oh, jeez. Yeah. There's a.
They brushed it under the rug rather quickly, and then nothing ever got brought up again the rest of the night. But
I feel like that's really the only way you can handle something like that.
I missed the whole context of it going into it, though. I don't know what he made that joke at, or like. Anyway,
he was even referring to.
He said, "Just buy a house if you're homeless."
He said, I met a homeless person the other day, and I didn't give him money. I told him, just buy a house.
Yeah, something like that.
It was,
and then he said something about shoes too.
Jokes, but like it didn't hit. It didn't hit well.
No one LOL'd in the IRL.
Everyone was like, "Oh boy, Gary, what'd you do?
Yeah. So that happened. That was a nice. That
was the pre-show. That was before anything even happened. That was the kickoff.
Right.
But no, the first match we had was The Fiend versus Randy Orton. Well, The Fiend and Alexa Bliss versus Randy Orton.
I want to take a moment and go through kind of the steps of this one, because
I wanted the entrance because that was genuinely lovely and it hyped me so much.
Yep. So Randy Orton makes his casual entrance down to the stage. Lots of big music, a little bit of pyro, pretty typical Randy Orton stuff. But they angle the camera in such a way that you never really see what's around the ring. Then, once he's in, we get the shot of this crazy oversized Jack in the Box next to the ring.
Box-like structure.
Yes, a box-like structure.
That's what Michael Cole called it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Now this is off to a pretty good start. Creepy Alexa Bliss comes down, like some kind of twisted Harley Quinn, e-girl mashup from hell, and starts to turn the crank on the box there. Nick, why don't you tell the folks what happened next?
The creepy Jack in the Box music starts to crank out, and slowly the box then springs open, and out comes the Fiend. But right before that, didn't we see him walking through like some chain link fences?
He was like walking in some rafters, and he they
called it him being reborn, and like the burned up Fiend
kind of like melted away.
Yeah, he became He became the new Fiend. And the suit was nice. It was crisp. It looked very good.
It's okay. I had some qualms with the pants. Worst fitting pants I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
So then they get into the ring, and they're doing the wrestling. Oh boy, are they wrestling! There's some real good wrestling happening.
There was on. It started as a very good match. It was great.
And then about 5 minutes in, the Fiend turns around, and here's fucking, we even call her Queen of the Damned Wannabe, sitting up on top of the box. Just all of a sudden, it's like somebody broke a pen on her face.
Mm-hmm.
There's ink. There's ink everywhere.
Spewing.
It's like a squid got scared.
Somebody made Alexa Bliss ink.
Someone made her ink.
And so Bray obviously is transfixed by this because hey, what the fuck's going on here?
Kind of like reached out to her or something. It was weird. It was very.
I mean, I'm transfixed by it, to be honest.
And so we're all trying to figure out what's going on, and then all of a sudden, RKO out of fucking nowhere, Randy Orton with the 1-2-3 pin, match over, no follow up at all, just creepy. Oh no, sorry, the lights blink out and everybody disappears. So really, incredibly unsatisfying.
After at least a solid 30 more seconds of staring.
Yeah, it's honestly incredibly unsatisfying. My theory here is that in order to bring back those women tag team matches, they had to cut something down to get the time down because they just couldn't.
Why that?
I don't know.
So many other shittier fights they could have just scrapped even.
Happened for night one with the Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley fight. If that had gone on a little longer, if they were able to showcase a little more of what they both could do, I think it would have come off as a better match. Same thing with the Fiend versus Orton in night two. If they had more time, if they could have showcased a little more, had it been a little more satisfying, it would have, I think we all could have agreed that it came out as a better match, but that just didn't effing happen. And there was a lot of uproar about when Vince canned all the women and the women matches from WrestleMania. And so they brought that back. But a couple other matches had to suffer for it.
But at what cost?
Right.
Well, at what cost are we letting these women have equal representation in our male-dominated industry?
No, but Mike makes a good point there. Honestly.
Also, just kidding. Obviously,
Yeah. Especially when Nick starts adamantly agreeing. As far as points are concerned.
I meant Mike is right about it being a male-dominated industry, and I didn't I wasn't agreeing with the joke he was making. I was agreeing with what the sentiment he stated during the joke.
The best lines are the ones that need in-depth analysis and explanation by everybody else on the call.
It's true. I think Chuck was the only person that had Randy Orton for that one, wasn't he?
Was, actually. Everyone else predicted...
Son of a bitch.
Everyone else predicted the Fiend for that one. It was a... God damn it.
A real stinker.
A real fucking stinker.
My thought is we'll get some explanation tonight on the Raw after Mania, which is always the craziest.
Is it?
It's always the craziest Monday Night Raw of the year.
But what if I'm a once-a-year fan? What if I just want neat little bow, like John Cena being banished to the Shadow Realm?
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Dude, I wish they would have given us that, but I think we get some kind of explanation tonight on the Raw after Mania, and then it goes into their new, well, not new pay-per-view, but rehashed pay-per-view that they're calling WrestleMania Backlash. And it's going to be like the fallout or all the stuff we didn't get to see at Mania.
The backlash, if you will.
Yeah, you know.
So are you telling me we're going to get suckered into doing an under the ring skirt for that too?
I mean, it's honestly up to us if we want to or not. I don't think it's necessary, but we can watch it together at least. Again, if you want to, I might. I don't know. It all depends.
I don't know.
Rumor has it that they might be going back to an audience even during Raw and SmackDown and stuff. So if that happens, that means the smaller pay-per-views are going to get an audience back too, which means no more crazy fucking, straight to
clowns coming out of plants and people being thrown off of the roof of a building.
Right.
Oh,
right.
You mean no more of the best quality content they've put out in years?
Yeah, I'm really upset about it, actually.
So yeah, it's a little bit of a bummer, but that's what happens when you produce live entertainment, mostly for a live audience. You can't. I mean, they've always been able to do that crazy stuff. It's just they can't do it in front of people.
I feel like they could.
I don't know, man. We could get more like backstage segments and stuff.
Yeah, just play them on the Megatron.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't know.
I want more costumes. I want more pageantry. I want more ridiculousness.
But there was a lot of wasted talent at this year's WrestleMania overall.
Let's get moving through these matches.
People even booed after the Randy Orton Fiend match because of how short it was.
Absolutely.
There was a little bit of booing before they shied away. The camera cut to commercial.
So what was the next match?
Natalya and Tamina versus Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler for the Women's Tag Team Championships.
Yes. Godzilla vs. Kong, as the announcers would have us believe.
Oh boy!
I have that in my notes, actually.
Yeah, we had to get there, so I just punched on through.
There was a very rude reference made about Nia Jax and Tamina being Godzilla versus Kong. I don't know which one was which, but the reference was dropped.
The one in blue was Godzilla. I'm pretty sure. Because I think he said something about Godzilla. Godzilla's not taking any more shit from Kong or something. It was like as she was doing something. It was really fucking awful.
It was crazy.
But the Baby Eaters won. They took it. Right?
The tag team champs remained tag team champs. And we all got a point because we all predicted they would remain the champs. That's really all we had for that. And then we had Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn and Logan Paul.
Yeah, again.
Now,
people
once again,
Paul as he walked out.
A lot of potential because Logan Paul, he's a wild. Oh my God! Sorry, cut that. Jesus Christ. Oh, no. Anyway, yeah. So Logan Paul, again, a lot of potential there. He's a wild card, but what did he do? Pretty much nothing till the very last second, which Sami
after
Zayn,
the match was over. Literally, the match was over.
Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens put on a clinic like they usually do. Kevin Owens came out victorious.
Kevin Owens did come out victorious. Who did you guys have for that one?
I had Kevin Owens.
I also had okay, I actually had Logan Paul, if you want to get technical.
Well, we gave you for it. He got involved.
Yeah, because he's, because of his unique talent, air quotes around that for sure. He wins no matter what, just by showing up, really. But yeah, so he got in the ring, and he kind of told Sammy to get bent, because Sammy got, all upset that he was trying to congratulate Kevin Owens on a good match. And then he raised Kevin's arm, as the victor, And Kevin didn't like that very much.
No, Kevin Owens fucking stunnered his ass.
It's pretty hilarious.
Logan didn't deserve the honor of being stunned.
No. Nick, who did you have for that?
I had Kevin Owens. I think Chuck had Kevin Owens. Everyone got a point for that one.
Everyone got a point. Points all around.
Points all around. Points all around.
It's almost like the points don't really matter.
Almost like the points don't matter.
And then we had a little break in between matches where none other than Rob Van Dam shows up and starts handing out rolling papers to everybody.
Like a fucking narc, man. It's weird.
Soon to be sponsor of the show, Van Dam Rolling Papers.
You get some rolling papers.
I do appreciate the cheesy boy, the Riddler. He's a very cheesy boy.
Hemper.co. Buy your rolling papers from Hemper.co and use discount code MB Gaming.
I do want to try those RVD papers, though. I'm not going to lie.
Hopefully you can find them on Hemper.co. Check Hemper.co first.
And if they're not there, just buy something anyway.
Buy a little something to go with your Hemper papers.
Man, you guys have really sold out to Big Hemper.
It's a Big Hemper. It's right. It's true.
Just not the same since you went corporate, man.
Next up, we had Sheamus versus Matt the Riddler.
Oh, fella.
It's really Matt Riddle, but
boy came out with no shoes.
He does do that. He is the resident stoner of WWE, Surfer Boy,
which means no shoes.
Lots of barefoot hacky sack energy coming off of this one.
True.
Oh no, he came out with flippy floppies and then he kicked them off in the middle of the ring. He sent them flying.
No, you're right. Okay, you're right.
He was on a razor scooter. He razor scooter down the ring.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I would describe him as a crunchy boy.
He's a crunchy boy. He had no shoes on. His little toesies got stepped on like 30 seconds into the match. He's throwing his body everywhere like a floppy flop of meat. And
pretty solid match, actually. They put on a pretty good show.
It wasn't bad. Who would everyone have for this?
I had Sheamus for this.
I also had Sheamus.
I had Riddle Man, the Riddle Master.
I had the Riddler. I think Chuck had Sheamus too. Right, this is the one that actually you.
I know.
This was it. This was the one.
So to close out the match, Riddle goes for this crazy. It looked like he was going to do like a backwards 5-star frog splash off the ropes or something. And, he goes to start this backflip maneuver, and Sheamus just rears up and bro kicks him in the chin while he's like mid backflip.
When he comes out of the backflip, he's got a fat and bloody lip.
Yeah, Sheamus gets the pin, picks up the U.S. title, and then Riddle is just bleeding all over the place. Only blood we saw all night, I think. But yeah, he
just
had a pretty
spurting it everywhere.
It was a solid match, honestly.
Does that bring us to the problem one?
It does. It brings us to the quote unquote problem match. I'm gonna let you guys explain.
There's nothing to explain.
I'm gonna let you guys explain the Nigerian drum match between Big E and Apollo Crews.
Put two black people in a match together, gave one of them an authentic African accent, and decided it was Nigerian.
Yep.
There was no explanation. There was no drums. I mean, there were drums around the ring.
There was a bunch of drums. There was a bunch of bongo drums.
For no reason. For no reason.
Easter
there was also
gong.
a gong, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, bad all around. Like, even the panel of dudes and lady at the beginning were talking about it, and they were like, we don't know what this is. We don't know what this means. Basically, like, some schmuck just came up with it with absolutely no context or reasoning.
It was basically a no holds barred, no disqualification match.
Right. But they're black, so
then,
let's call it Nigerian.
Yes, because that's necessary.
Very, very necessary.
And after they actually put on a pretty decent show, there was a lot of beating each other with props and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Apollo has his little buddy come running in from out in the crowd somewhere, and he just lays Big E straight out and steals the title. That's a real bitch move, if you ask me.
I mean, I'll 100% agree with that. I'm happy I got the point. Apollo coming out to the moon. But yeah, I didn't think it was very good or entertaining.
Sportsmanlike.
Or sportsmanlike, yeah. Nick, who'd you have for this?
I had Big E.
Yeah.
As did I.
What about Chuck? Okay, cool.
Love Big E too.
Love when you walk away from the mic during
No, I was looking for the text.
Yeah, so I secured another point, but
everyone else did not.
Everyone else sucked a fat one.
And that brought us to what match?
I think Asuka and
Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
Yeah, talk about a good wrestling match.
That was pretty good. I was entertained throughout this one.
Yeah, this was very good. Newcomer Rhea Ripley, coming up from NXT recently. First big debut at WrestleMania up against the Empress, Asuka. Rhea had the band that performs her entrance music perform for her before she came down the ramp.
Perform is a loose description.
Gotta say,
what happened.
Yeah, not great. Not great. I can stand there and yell words into a microphone.
It was bad. It was real bad. Real bad.
Mike, I've actually seen you do that before.
Okay, we're not going to talk about that right now.
Beautiful. I was just messing around. Jeez.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, just really, really solid wrestling.
I didn't get to see any green mist.
No, there was no
jutsu. No jutsu was used that night.
Jutsu. Maybe if she had, she would have been able to do it.
I bet you anything. The jutsu is what gives you the victory.
Hopefully, she'll invoke the rematch stipulation and take that title.
Yeah, unless she had already revoked it with someone else during her reign, which I don't know if that had happened. So if she had already done that. That might be why she sent out that tweet, right? Did you see that tweet?
Yeah, that was cute as fuck.
Yeah.
Crying Deku.
Crying Deku pointing to Asuka on a screen, saying, I want to be a hero too. Oh.
What a great show.
Mike still hasn't seen it.
Go watch My Hero Academia.
Mike, go watch My Hero Academia. Come on.
Right now. Pause the podcast. Call us back when you're caught up. Season 5.
It's on my list.
Who'd you guys have for Rhea Ripley, Asuka? Who'd you guys have?
Asuka.
I had Asuka.
I had Rhea, and I believe Chuck had Asuka, and I was the only one that was correct. Yeah, and at that point,
sealed our fate.
At that point in time in the night, I was able to declare victory because no one would be able. Even if they got the final point being correct in the final match of the night, it wouldn't matter. I had already...
Some crazy wild things would have had to happen for anybody to catch up to Nick's 2-point lead. There were some wild card predictions we all had in there. None of that happened.
Speaking of wild card predictions, Mike.
That's right, folks. It's CM Punk Watch, the podcast within a wrestling podcast here, coming at you live. CM Punk nowhere to be seen at this year's WrestleMania Night 2. I thought I might have seen him coming out of the crowd at one point, but it was just a guy with some pretty greasy hair.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan did kind of look a little bit like CM Punk in his match last night, but unfortunately that does not count. But just as always, annual CM Punk Watch will be ongoing until my death or the death of podcast as a genre. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks. Thanks for that update. It's really a tragic tale, and we'll all keep our eyes out.
Disappointing to say the least.
The return of
Punk hasn't been seen yet.
Yeah.
Phil Brooks, our Lord and Savior.
We got to get CM Punk Watch merch.
Oh yeah.
I think that brings us to the final fight, the main event.
Oh no, I have one other note before the main event. Bayley revealing herself as the true host of WrestleMania.
Get out.
It's pretty weird.
This new character they have Bayley doing is garbage, and you're garbage for enjoying it, Nick.
I didn't enjoy it. I just included it in the notes, okay? The Bella Twins came out and beat the crap out of Bayley, and that was the first time they had done anything even remotely related to wrestling in like 5 years, so it was notable.
It's fair.
Well, they did just get inducted into the Hall of Fame as well.
Well, yeah, that's probably why, that's the whole reason they were there and got involved in the first place, but... And people booed at them for beating up Bayley, because Bayley is a fan favorite. Everyone loves Bayley.
Even if her new character's very annoying.
People fucking love her, and she's a workhorse. She does work in this company.
It's all fair.
Anyway, hopefully they write her into a better character soon.
Yeah. The whole thing was very cringe.
And then we had the main event, who was Roman Reigns, the champion, versus Daniel Bryan and Edge.
It was cool.
It was something. There was a lot of shit that happened. Like overall it was a good match, but it didn't drag on too long or anything. There was a lot of good action, a lot of points where I was like, "Oh, who's gonna get it? What's gonna happen? Is he gonna get it? I don't know."
But once again, though, it really almost doesn't matter how good the match is. If you do an outside interference, non-legitimate win, it really just cheapens the whole thing.
I agree, honestly.
It does. It used to be a tool to get fans pissed off, but now it's been so overdone in wrestling. I feel instead of getting the marks angry and shit, it gets real fans pissed off because it doesn't add anything. People just want to see the show. Like they want to see the wrestlers wrestle.
And WrestleMania especially is supposed to be the pinnacle, the peak,
right?
Highest high, the show of shows.
Keep that shit on SmackDown. But in our pay-per-views, if you're going to be making people pay the extra dollars to see, I think it should all be like the brawl-out, wrestling, 20, 30-minute fights we've come to expect.
I feel like Mike has a good point. Like,
not everybody has to have a clean win. Like, that's not what I'm saying.
Sure.
Right.
But the main event...
There can still be dirty wins, but like... Yeah,
that's definitely weird out of the main
Monday
event.
Night Raw ending. That felt like a 3-hour Monday Night Raw ending where someone came out, helped the guy remain the guy, and then fade to black. Like it felt very generic to what they do literally every other.
I feel like that about a lot of it though. Like I think last year's WrestleMania truly ruined all other WrestleManias for me because like it felt so special and different, and like this year just didn't. And good, yeah. This year just felt like I was watching regular ass wrestling on any other fucking day.
Yeah, I think I don't know how we got to the point where they just reused a lot of the stuff from last year's WrestleMania for this year's. I think
that too. Jesus.
They blew a lot of their yearly budget on like doing those special matches throughout COVID. My guess is that they blew a pretty penny that they're not used to blowing. And obviously like Vince can afford it, but like does he want to shell out extra if he doesn't have to? No. So they're going to cut corners and be as cheap as possible. It's just business. It's just the way it goes. It's not great, but it's the way it goes. So, you know.
Yeah, but like even the storytelling was like underwhelming. Like
their writers have been trash for a few years now. Like no, like I'm sorry, but there's not.
You're apologizing to.
I don't know. Anyone who listens to this after we get big and is like, "Wow, they're so mean."
Good. Cancel
after we get big. When is that?
I have it scheduled for next Friday, actually.
Oh shit!
We're set to get big on Friday.
Test.
What?
So I'm taking my written test.
Oh, is it?
That's right. I'm not gonna be able to go to the DMV without being taken pictures of.
Yeah, the paparazzo is gonna be all over you.
Anyway, who'd you guys have for that last match?
I had Mr. Roman Reigns.
I had Daniel Bryan.
I had Edge. And Chuck had Roman Reigns as well. And I'm here to tell you, Roman continues to reign. See what we did there?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was good.
Yeah, feels like every other WrestleMania I've been to in the last like 6 years. Roman Reigns wins. End of the night. Roman Reigns wins. End of the night. Roman Reigns wins. End of the night.
But he is a beautiful man. Can we all at least admit that he's very nice to look at?
Okay, no. Sure. All right.
Mike said no.
Okay.
I mean, that was my only takeaway.
He's about as close to The Rock as you're ever going to get again, so, like, whatever.
I think he's hotter than The Rock.
He disrespects the tradition of wrestling.
Well, maybe that's why I like him. He's the bad boy.
But that's just because
that's what Vince McMahon. That's what Vince McMahon wanted. Because when he was the good boy, everyone hated him for winning. Everyone hated him for winning when he was the good boy.
Now he's the bad boy, and people like him for winning.
No, everybody still hates him.
Oh, okay.
Huh. Well, not everybody. I think he's a lot less hated, but last night it didn't irk me as badly as when he would win in the past and then go on to try to be babyface, because the gimmick obviously wasn't working. But with him and Paul Heyman, this shit is actually like sticking and rolling a little bit, and it's gotten, his character has grown and gotten a little better from it, I would say. We didn't really get to hear Paul Heyman last night or anything, but I know neither of you will, but if you go back and look at any of the past SmackDowns over the last few months with Heyman and Reigns, it's just on point. That combo is on point. It's great.
It's a real Brian and Stewie of wrestling.
You know what's crazy? Paul Heyman used to be CM Punk's like announcer, business associate guy. And then they dumped him on
Bork
Lesnar after Punk left. And you know what just happened recently? Bork not only decided that he wasn't going to re-sign for now with WWE because he was going to go back and focus on the other stuff that he does. That like a week before WrestleMania, it got announced he had signed with AEW instead.
Bork?
Yep. Bork is now AEW. So is Big Show, actually.
Wow.
Not only Big Show, Christian as well.
What's Lork Besner doing in AEW?
No idea. But you know who else is in AEW now? Sting.
Wow.
Dude, their roster is growing insanely large and impressive.
Yeah, with a bunch of dudes who
Have retired.
Retire.
Yeah. Listen, I get
it's the senior club.
I get it. But they're trying. They're trying really hard to get shit up off the ground over there. And genuinely, when you watch AEW once a week and you get a pay-per-view only every, 2-3 months, instead of 6 to 10 hours being crammed down your throat a week on top of a pay-per-view every month, it is a better fucking product for it. It is really good, and you get excited for wanting to see this happen week after week.
That's fair.
2 hours of your time rather than
12.
Right. It's crazy, but it's genuinely, there's good wrestling out there again that you can watch and enjoy on a weekly basis and not have to kill yourself to keep up with. I don't know.
Well,
I'm just out there.
It's been another year. It's been another WrestleMania. This has been another Under the Ring skirt. And
back in person next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all I can really say is WWE writers, do better, guys.
Do better. Hire us.
For real.
Hire anyone. Hire anyone. You know what? I don't even think it's the writer's fault at this point. I think the writers get to a place where they have a decent story put together. Vince takes a look at it and he goes, "What the hell is this? What? We're not producing this garbage. Get rid of it." And
it's possible.
He rewrites it himself or whatever. And if it's not him, he has a couple of little old man buddy cronies like John Laurinaitis and shit lurking around on a weekly basis to make sure. But most horror stories wrestlers tell are like Vince McMahon is at Raw and SmackDown every week. He's on a headset in the back screaming at the people commentating, telling them what he wants them to say, literally micromanaging every little section and piece of the shows. He's like getting to a senile, crazy overlord point. It's insane.
They've been saying that for years, though.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, I guess I don't know. I hope Vince McMahon dies. I don't know.
Dies before next year.
God willing, passes on eventually, and
God willing, that Botox he got it was infected.
We get some real management going in WWE. Anyway, that's going to be it from us this year. We'll be in person next year. We'll have some videos to go along with the podcast.
Yeah, some fun stuff.
Oh boy.
Some vlogs and such. We're going to have a belt ceremony video where
I will crown the new champion.
Maybe.
We'll see. Where the prediction champion will finally be crowned.
But until next year.
But yes, until next year. Or maybe if we decide to do another one sometime. Goodbye.
Don't tap out. Don't get pinned.
Ooh. Ow, my fingers. I broke them all at once.
I think I got that. I think that's forever recorded in history.